Hello, welcome to the show. I'm Mead, this is Steve, and we are reviewing 2012, starring John Cusack. This movie is about the so-called end of days, with the Mayan calendar predicting a alignment of the planets, which causes overactive solar energy with the sun. Is that correct?
I think the official reason in the movie why this was happening is like the Earth's crust was getting thinner because it was warming up, which doesn't make any sense. But the polar shift thing, it does make sense. That's actually, a real threat.
Man, if this does happen, we're all screwed.
It'd be awesome.
We're all fucked.
I'm really glad that the reason the Earth is being destroyed is not blamed on global warming, which is a hoax. That would have really annoyed me if it was global warming.
This movie was way too long. It was about, 3 hours long? And it was, wasn't it? It was
something like 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours long or something. And
it's too long.
Way too long. Most of the movie is just basically John Cusack and his family, basically busting their way out of these giant disasters, where the Earth is falling just right behind them, which is I felt was really cheesy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of disaster movies these days, where if you know anything about science, then it's going to be stupid. For example, there's a scene where a super volcano explodes, and if that were to happen, then you couldn't sit there and watch this happen because you would instantly die. It's like 50 nuclear bombs going off at once. It's incredibly powerful.
The heat is so extreme.
Exactly. And there's this dust cloud, and they're trying to get away from the dust cloud. No, you just burned to death. Okay?
Yeah.
You're done. You don't have to worry about the cloud because you're already dead.
It's like when you put a lighter next to your skin, you can feel the heat.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't just be kicking it next to this huge giant volcanic explosion.
Not to mention,
be okay.
Yeah, after that, you would have essentially nuclear winter, where you would not see the sun again for several years. But at the end of the movie, it's 1 month later, and it's blue skies.
Seriously, it's blue skies, and it's all fucking happy land.
There were a lot of scenes that were supposed to be really touching with John Cusack's family that I just wanted to.
They were all campy and dumb.
It was bad.
Super cheesy. There were a lot of puns in there. They basically tried to make this movie funny to put aside the fact that the world is falling apart, but it wasn't funny.
Yeah.
Because you're damn, this shit is fucked up.
Well, just the jokes were not. They just fell flat every single time.
Aside from the terrible acting in this movie, the CGI wasn't that bad. It was pretty cool, actually. That part of the movie was pretty epic to see all these giant disasters happening and stuff.
Yeah, the special effects are definitely by far the best part of this movie. Unfortunately, it doesn't really make up for all the boring, poorly scripted,
repetitive.
And you mentioned before how bad the camera work was in certain parts of this movie, and I totally agree. There was one scene where the guy is trying to get some gears unstuck, and there were jammed up gears, and there was a camera. Apparently, they're oh, we can see him on the camera. It's right in his face.
It happens to be right there. I'm just give me a break, dude.
It was really, really bad.
Why would they put a camera in the middle of a gear shift?
Yeah, exactly.
Shaft.
You noticed that too?
Yeah, I was that's stupid.
It was bad. And usually, we don't really talk about that sort of thing on the show. It's not the kind of
review that we
go into, but when it's that noticeable, then it really hurts the film.
And you never really felt bad when someone died. You're just oh, okay.
Yeah.
He just died, and she died. Blah blah blah. Steve's probably gonna edit that.
Maybe just a bit. I don't know, but
overall, I give.
You didn't say specifically who died.
I didn't. That's true.
I wanted everyone to die.
I give 2012 a C. it's pretty average. It's nothing spectacular. It's not going to win an Oscar. I know that. So.
I think you're being generous. I even think I'm being generous when I give this movie a D, only because the destruction is fun to watch. But this movie was far too long. I didn't really want to sit through the whole thing.